All right, so today we're gonna try something kind of different.
Okay.
We're diving into fiction.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah. Our source material is going to be the transcript for episode 3
Okay.
of BanG Dream, Ave Mujica, and this episode is called What Should I Do?
Got it.
This is from the Music 1080 channel on YouTube. So,
Okay, cool.
yeah, if you want to check out the original episode and the transcript,
Awesome.
you can find that there.
So we're like right in the thick of it with this band, huh?
Yeah, we're in the middle of the story, and our goal is to kind of like look at what are the conflicts?
Yeah.
How are these characters interacting with each other?
Right.
What are some of the big moments that happen
Yes.
that could change the story?
I love that.
So think of it like this. You, the listener, are just dropped right into like the emotional turmoil of this band.
Cool.
And we're going to try to unpack like all of the arguments and the artistic clashes and the pressures that are going on that are all captured in this transcript.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Okay, so first of all, the episode opens right after a performance.
Right.
And it seems like the performance did not go well.
Yeah, there's some interesting things going on. Like right away, you have people praising Mutsumi.
Okay.
And they're even saying like, oh, it seemed like she was collaborating with Togawa, like it was planned.
Okay.
But then immediately after that, it's like, wait a second, Mutsumi doesn't make mistakes.
Yeah.
So something must have happened.
Yeah, it's like a surprise. Like Mutsumi, of all people, is the one that messed up.
Exactly.
And I guess the audience is used to them being very, very polished.
Yes.
Like their performances are usually perfect.
Right.
And then the reality is that she froze.
Yeah.
She froze on stage. And she couldn't even go omakase.
Oh, wow.
Which means to like cover up a mistake or smooth it over.
Got it.
And so the fact that she couldn't even do that suggests that something bigger is going on.
It feels almost like she's frozen in a way that's not like, oh, I forgot a step.
Right.
It's more like I can't move, which makes me think, is this anxiety?
Yeah. Yeah.
Something deeper is going on.
And people are worried about her, right?
Yes.
They say not sleeping again.
Yeah.
And so it's like, this is a recurring problem.
That's a big red flag right there.
Yeah. And, you know, there's even a comment about how before she had her guitar, she never really had anything that was like her own thing.
Wow.
Like something that was just for her.
Okay.
And so now she has this guitar and it's like, it's described as like singing happily and it's something that is hers.
Right.
And so it seems like this guitar is super important to her.
Yeah.
And maybe even to her identity.
Especially if it's the first thing that she's ever felt was hers. Like that she truly owned.
Yeah.
And that she could express herself through.
Yeah. So it's like, is her identity now tied to her performance?
Yeah.
And if she can't perform perfectly, does she like not know who she is anymore?
Exactly. It's a huge question the show's bringing up, I think.
Okay. So now we get into... The band starts to have some real, like, artistic differences. And they're clashing over, like, how they should perform.
Yeah. What does it mean to perform?
Yeah. Like, what is the goal of a performer?
What are we even doing here?
Yeah. So one of the ideas is that you should give the audience what they want.
Right.
Like, you should entertain them. And that's the whole point.
It's about them. Yeah. It's about pleasing them.
And then the other side is like, no, no, no.
Yeah.
We need to stay true to our artistic vision.
Right.
Like, we can't just compromise our music.
Right.
And they even say, like, does a band that gives a bad performance even have a reason to exist?
Oh, wow.
Like, that's a pretty intense statement.
Yeah, they're really questioning, like, what are we about if we're not good? Like, what's the point?
Yeah. And this is like a classic dilemma for, I think, any artist.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, do you sell out?
Totally.
Do you stay true to yourself?
Yeah, do you just make stuff that you love? Or do you try to please people?
Yeah, and so it's really interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so as this is going on, they get a request to do a guest appearance.
Okay.
And they want them to basically just recreate their Coors opening performance.
Okay.
And this includes a segment called Mortis.
Got it.
And the band is like not having it.
Really?
Like they feel like it's a rejection of their music.
Wow.
Like they basically say it's as if they said they don't need our music.
So they're not feeling very valued in the moment.
No, not at all.
Or respected for what they're currently doing.
Yeah, they want to be respected for what they're doing now.
Yeah.
Not what they did in the past.
Makes sense.
And then on top of that, their management is also pressuring them
Okay.
to incorporate performances like this into their local tour.
Okay, so even more pressure.
Yeah.
To do things that they might not want to do.
Yeah, and not everybody in the band agrees with this.
Right, of course.
And so now we're seeing these, like, artistic disagreements. They're starting to, like, affect their personal relationships.
Yeah, because it's like, you're disagreeing with me, so I don't like you as much.
Right.
Yeah.
And now we get into the interpersonal conflicts.
Here we go.
Okay, so, like, right away,
yeah,
there's tension between Sakiko and Mutsumi.
Okay.
And we're seeing this through the eyes of another character who's just like,
yeah.
I don't like Sakiko.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She's controlling Mutsumi.
Wow.
Mutsumi is suffering.
Okay.
Because she's, like, always doing what Sakiko wants.
That's a big accusation.
Yeah.
To just put out there.
Yeah, and it's so blunt, too.
Yeah, no kidding.
Like, this is not like a subtle observation.
Yeah.
This is like, I hate this person because of how they're treating this other person.
So it's like a judgment of Sakiko's character.
Yeah.
Based on how she's interacting with Mutsumi.
Exactly.
Okay.
But then we have to consider, like, what about Sakiko's perspective?
All right, what does she want? What's going on with her?
Yeah. So Sakiko really wants to be a multi-talent.
Okay.
She wants to do everything.
Got it.
And she says she will do anything.
Okay.
To get there.
Right.
And she even says Muko is doing it for that reason, too.
So she's roping Mutsumi into this.
Yeah, and I guess Muko is like Mutsumi's stage name or something.
Got it.
And so it's like, is Sakiko trying to help Mutsumi?
Right.
Or is she trying to control Mutsumi?
Is it support or is it manipulation?
Yeah.
That's a really interesting question.
Yeah.
We have to think about.
And then things really heat up.
Oh.
When they start arguing about a practice attendance.
Oh, boy.
And, you know, obviously this is like not really about practice.
It's always something deeper.
It's about all the other stuff
that
they're not talking about.
Right. They're not communicating.
Yeah. They're like throwing accusations at each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you should practice more. Right? No, you're not looking at the members of the band.
Oh, wow. So now it's blame.
Yeah. It's blame.
It's your fault.
It's your fault.
Yeah.
And while this is happening, Mutsumi is being super quiet.
Okay.
But she's saying some really important things.
All right.
Like when the whole performance request comes up.
Yeah.
She doesn't say no.
Okay.
But she doesn't say yes either.
Right.
Just like I'm not saying I don't want to do it.
Okay.
I'm not saying I want to do it.
Wow. So she's not taking a stance.
No.
Is it fear or is it just like, I don't even care anymore?
Yeah, like what is going on with her?
What's happening in her head?
Yeah. And then she reveals that until she got her guitar.
Yeah.
She felt like she didn't have anything of her own.
Right.
Like she didn't have anything that was just for her.
So this is really highlighting how important that guitar is to her sense of self. Like that's a big deal.
Yeah.
You feel like you don't own anything.
Yeah.
And then finally you get something. That's like yours.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
And then she said something really sad.
Oh, no.
She says that she can't sing.
Oh.
And because of that,
she
can't find joy in being in the band.
Oh, wow.
And it's like...
That's tough.
It's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Because it's like, if she can't sing...
Right.
And that's like one of the main things that the band does.
What is she even doing there?
Then why is she even there?
Yeah.
And then she says, like, a long time ago, I only had this world left.
Oh, wow.
Like, the world of the band is all she has.
So it's like, this means everything to her, but it's also making her miserable.
Yeah, it's like her whole world, but it's also, like, crushing her.
Yeah.
And then it's brought up
that
the band might actually break up.
Oh, no.
Yeah, somebody asked, it's like, does she even care if she quits? And then the answer is, no, she won't let the band break up.
Oh, so someone's trying to hold it together.
Yep.
But it sounds like it's on shaky ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other members are super frustrated. You're like, you guys are abandoning what it means to be a band.
Right.
Like they feel like they're losing the core of who they are.
Wow.
And the conversation ends like really abruptly.
Okay.
They're on a train and then it just ends.
So it's like unresolved.
Completely unresolved.
We don't know what's going to happen.
So much tension.
Yeah, tons of tension.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And then finally, we got to talk about the whole Mortis theme.
Right.
So this comes up at the very beginning.
Okay.
And then they actually quote the lyrics.
Okay.
At the very end of the episode.
Got it.
And the lyrics are like, having fallen asleep.
Okay.
If you fall asleep, you'll never dance again.
Oh, wow.
And every time I wake up, I'm reborn.
Okay.
Not waking up is eternal death.
So it's about like sleep and death and rebirth.
Yeah, and it's so interesting because like Mutsumi is struggling with sleep.
Right.
She's feeling isolated.
Yeah.
The band could break up.
Yeah.
But maybe they could also like come back together stronger.
A new beginning.
Yeah, a new beginning.
Like a phoenix rising from the ashes.
Yeah, so this mortis theme really seems to connect to everything that's happening.
Totally.
So to wrap it all up, this episode is basically showing us a band that is like falling apart. They can't agree on their music. They're feeling the pressure from the industry. And they have all these personal problems.
And Mutsumi is right at the center of it.
Yeah, Mutsumi is like the most vulnerable one.
Right.
And it's just this very tense situation.
Absolutely.
So for you, the learner, this is a really interesting look at how groups work. Especially when they're under pressure.
Right.
You see how like creative differences become personal conflicts?
Right, it gets personal.
Yeah. And it's hard to balance what everybody needs versus what the group needs as a whole.
And sometimes those things are incompatible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
Yeah.
What's going to happen to this band?
Right. Are they going to make it?
Are they going to break up?
Are they going to pull through this?
Can they like fix their problems?
Or are they doomed?
Or is it just over?
Yeah. And what about Mutsumi?
Yeah.
And that guitar of hers?
Yeah, like how is that going to affect what happens next?
Yeah. Like that seems like a big piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
So much to think about.
So much to think about.